I started off this journey just a young boy who just wanted to experience life in a different way from my peers.
Initially, as a child, I actually wanted to be a surgeon.
As I began to explore life, I was looking out for that kind of job that would guarantee me that success. I started off as a photographer. I came across YouTube and I started doing like travel YouTube, but at a point I didn't even have the money to continue. So that passion died and I realized that it's not just about passion. You sometimes also need money.
I actually met Kojo in junior high school before we went to senior high school. So we're actually in the same neighborhood as kids. After senior high school, everyone has to go to the university. Normally, if your parents don't have enough money to pay your fees, it means you have to go work. I actually started doing thrift shopping, buying and selling shoes, sneakers. So he was actually even buying sneakers from me. So one day he bought a shoe. I'm never gonna forget. It was a Timberland black, like desert shoes. Yeah, he bought two. I met this guy, and all of a sudden we were driving with a car, a Dodge Caliber. Yeah, and I said, oh, this is what the Forex has done. Wow. I'm here and these guys have already bought a car. If I keep staying here, I'll now be going to beg them for money and all of that. So I just quit, joined him, and then I've been on it. Wow. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Sam Keys here, and this is another episode on the 1% Club podcast on Sam Keys channel here on YouTube. And today we have some amazing superstars, some Charlies. My brothers from Ghana. Big up to those of you joining from Ghana, but taking it global, guys. And now we have some big stars from Ghana. No other person but Eyram. What's a good brother? What's good brother? Yeah. And also we have Kommon Forex. So let's hear from them. Eyram, say hello to the people.
Hi everyone, what's good? What's good? This is Eyram Dela, the market god, the baddest gold trader in Ghana.
Hi guys, how is this going? I'm Kommon Forex, your favorite marksman. Welcome to the 1% podcast with Sam Keys.
So guys, if you're just joining, this is Sam Keys channel. What we're doing here is very simple. We just want to inspire you. You know, you learn about people's success stories and you use that to track wherever you are right now. It helps your belief system to know that there's a future for you in the Forex space. If you're just joining, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also comment where you're watching this video from. And also put in the comments your best takeaway from this particular episode, because I'm going to be going through the comments and you could stand a chance to win a $100 giveaway on this particular episode. And for the giveaways, stay tuned. I'm going to announce when we're going to have the giveaways given. All right, with all that said, guys, let's get started with today's episode. We're going to learn about how you start trading Forex in Ghana, the experience. You know, we're going to learn about Eyram, the market god, guys. If you want to follow him, check the description of this video. I'm going to put links for his social media platforms. You're going to learn about his journey and how he has come thus far, impacting a lot of people, and also traveling the world. This guy loves traveling. Today you see him in Dubai, tomorrow you see him in some other place. So you're going to learn a lot about that, and also you're going to learn so much more about Kommon Forex. If you guys are ready, let's see some let's go on the comments and we get started with this. All right, Eyram, tell us about you. Who is Eyram? Who is Dela? I remember meeting you for the first time here in Malaysia. Yeah, and after that we met in Ghana, and since then it's been amazing, guys. So tell us about Eyram. Tell us where you were born. Let's know who you are.
So guys, as I said earlier, my name is Eyram Dela. I'm just pretty much a very young guy. I'm just like somewhere in my late 20s. I started off this journey, you know, just a young boy who just wanted to experience life in a different way from my peers. You know, when I started getting into life, I just realized that I wasn't cut out for the 9-to-5 life. So I actually have a brand, right, that if you check my Instagram bio, is written over there, escape 9-to-5. Like that should be like on my t-shirt pretty much soon. Yeah, so I just knew that like this life was not cut out for me, and I wanted to experience life in a different way. I wanted to be able to travel and explore, do things that I love the most. And so as I began to explore life, I was looking out for that kind of job that would guarantee me that success. So I started off as a photographer, because I used to work in the club as a photographer. I was earning, I think now it will be like 15,000 naira a month, and I was working at a nightclub. I had it with passion, you know, I was just doing my stuff. Then I came across YouTube and I started doing like travel YouTube, but I didn't even have the money to explore. So I'll be doing content like how to spend $1 a day in Ghana, and then maybe travel around Ghana and stuff like that. And then, you know, when I made a couple of bucks from YouTube, like just like $100, $50 for like after a whole month, I'll take that money and then I'll travel to neighboring countries like Togo, Benin, and then just explore the journey. At a point I even got stranded in my journey in Benin. I had no money, and that was content. It was a lovely experience for me. But then I realized that at a point I didn't even have the money to continue. So that passion died, and I realized that it's not just about passion. You sometimes also need money. I came across trading, and I understand trading as that vehicle to do what you love the most. So when I came across trading, I realized that nah, this is something that I can do that can change the whole game for me. And that's how I decided to start that whole journey in trading as well.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. I would like to ask of course, I'm going to ask similar question to Kommon Forex. What is that particular thing that you saw, and who is that particular person that gave you that drive to say, it's trading, I got to do this?
All right, to be very honest with you, I'm gonna say that there were quite a few of them. The very first one was a guy called Kommon Forex from the USA. That guy was a very big inspiration to me. I would see this guy wake up in the morning, this young guy, 23 years then, he would post his BMW i8, he would post his Tesla, and he would just be holding his screenshots of his trades and be like, he's running in blues. And I'm like, what is all this, man? So I began to do a lot of research, and I found out that what he was doing was called Forex Trading, and it was not illegal. But you know, there are certain jobs that you can do outside the country that are not really feasible here. For example, drop shipping. Like, why are you gonna, our post system doesn't even work so well. I was like, does this really work in Ghana? So then I began to research, and guess what? I found a guy called Forex. Then I found a guy called Kommon Forex. Then I found a guy called Kommonforex. Wow. Then I found another guy called Senga. So I started looking at all these guys, and I realized that they were killing it. And what even caught my attention more is that most of them were at one point in time trading in Ghana cedis. So when they were trading in Ghana cedis, I was like, wow. So I could see the real monetary value of what they were earning. And I was like, if this is real, then I definitely can do it too. So one Sunday, I was just there and I saw on Instagram, Forex had posted a Pips and Chill event, and he said he was inviting new traders just to come chill with us and stuff like that. We met Forex that day. Like, it was a different ball game. Like, I just knew that, nah, this is Forex profits in real life. He literally paid the bill of everyone there, and that was it for me. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna follow this journey through it all, and this is where we are today.
Wow, that's awesome, guys. The fact that we have a physical role model, it's everything, guys. It makes the whole process even much easier, and also it helps your belief system so much more. Which, what you said, it means that Kommon Forex was the best thing that you found out.
Of course.
Then it's the first day I was with Kuzu when they came for the...
Yeah, of course.
So let's let... Who is Kommon Forex?
Okay, so Kommon Forex, I was born in Accra. You know, I started out from a finance background. Initially, as a child, I actually wanted to be a surgeon. You know, in Ghana, it gets to a stage where when we are kids, when we are in school, especially high school, lower high school, they tell you when you go to senior high school, do science, and then when you go to the university, you go and study medicine. It's not because you love it. They only see, oh, when you have good grades, this is what you should go do. Or you should go to study law, you should go do computer engineering. That's what they always tell you to go do. So I think going to senior high school, I think I didn't make the cut, so I got a different school. So I actually met Kojo in junior high school before we went to senior high school. So we're actually in the same neighborhood as kids. His mom had a drinking bar. My mom also had a drinking bar. So we met in junior high school as kids. So I think that time we were about 11, 12. That was when we met. Luckily, we also ended up in the same class in senior high school as well. So we're both doing business. So I actually started having the finance background from that particular point. Even though I wanted to be a surgeon, I realized that, oh no, this is something I actually like, because accounting, finance, economics, I ended up liking it. So, you know, in Ghana, normally after senior high school, everyone has to go to the university. Normally, if your parents don't have enough money to pay your fees, it means you have to go work.
Yes.
And the dangerous thing about working is if you start working and you from to the university and start making money, you'll not be interested in going to go to school.
That's true.
Or you might actually lose a bit of the
part of your brain that is made
that it'll read book, especially if there's money. Once you're making money, you feel when I go to school, it means I have to go through all of this, get a 9-to-5 job, which might not even pay me as much as it is actually paying me now. I started actually working at the mall. At that time, there was Game. I think they were also in Nigeria.
Yeah.
In the shop where I was actually working at the mall as a salesperson. At that time, I wasn't even earning salary. I was actually earning wages. An hour was like, I don't even know how to break it down in Naira, but it was...
Tell us in cities.
It was like 88 pesos. 88 pesos is less than 1 cedi.
Just like Kobo. Yeah, that is 1/10 of the cities.
Yes. So you work for 6 hours a day. That means you make like 5 cedis a day. So you make 5 cedis a day and you work 5 times a week. That's 30. So the highest wage you can ever make in a week is 30 cedis. And what was funny was they were paying into a bank account. So you have to go to the ATM to withdraw. And it was the mall. Man, the ladies around the ATM and everywhere. You have to go and then withdraw the amount of money because that's all you have. So you have to withdraw every single one of it. That was when I realized that I'm never going to work for anyone. I don't care how much they're going to pay me, because it was one day that actually gave me that epiphany that my closest cousin, he was actually like a big brother to me. He was getting married. I told my boss, oh, my brother is getting married. I'm one of the groomsmen. He said no, he will not allow me to go. So I wasn't allowed to attend the wedding because I was working for an organization. And it wasn't because I was even being paid well enough for me to understand, okay, this opportunity quite makes sense. That was when I realized, oh no, this is never going to happen. Around also that time, because I said you have to work before going to school, Kojo was able to go in. It was in 2012. So he went to the university directly from senior high school, but I was working for 3 years before I went. We met again and he told me, oh, he's actually studying a course at the Ghana Stock Exchange. Okay. About investment fundamentals and also I should also check it out and start something like this. It will actually help me in my finance journey. So I actually went there and I also started that particular course. Then later I went to the university to also study finance. So we ended up being roommates in the university as well. So that was when we discovered a South African. His name was Sandile Shez. He might actually be the godfather of Forex in Africa. He was extremely instrumental to so many people. His story was, I think he used his fees to start Forex and he ended up becoming a millionaire. And that landed in years. Last time he was about 23. Now maybe his reputation has changed, but at that particular time he was like God, because no one has seen anything like that. There was no one for us to look up. That's right. In West Africa, there wasn't really no one. People were trading, but those who were trading were a bit in the older generation. So they are not on social media for you to even, yes, that's true, anything or be even inspired by them. That was how it actually was. So that was when we also watched the movie. The movie was mainly about stock trading and investments. So when he saw Sandile and he said, this is what we should do. Well, that was the first time I actually heard about Forex and said, this is what this guy is doing.
What year was that?
2014.
2014.
Yeah. So he has been in it for more than 10 years. He said, no, this is what we should do. I realized that, no, this is currencies. It's not, decentralized. It's not actually difficult for anyone to be involved in it because you can do it from anywhere. All you need is the internet. So he actually started it before me because I was in level 100. He was in level 300. So he was able to complete early and then actually start doing it. So he started doing it. And then after school, I also decided to, normally after school, you look at the job market. If your parents are not rich to be giving you money every day, you start thinking and realize that there's nothing for me to do. I actually started doing thrift shopping. I was selling, buying and selling shoes, sneakers, and mostly because, Togo, he has been to Togo, so he knows about the market in Togo. The port there is free. Normally you can just travel to Togo and get a lot of stuff cheap from there, and then you come to Accra and you come and sell them. So that was what I was doing. He was actually even buying sneakers from me. So one day he bought a shoe. I'm never going to forget. It was a Timberland black, like desert shoes. Yeah. He bought 2. I met this guy, so all of a sudden we were driving with a car. Like they were in a car, a Dodge Caliber. Yeah. And I said, oh, this is what the Forex has done. Wow. A month later, I joined them at home. And the rest has really I'm here and these guys have already bought a car. If I keep staying here, I'll now be going to beg them for money and all of that. So I just quit. I didn't even complete the national service. Joined him and then I've been on it.
Wow. So since then till now, he has never said no to the journey of trading. That's amazing. But your stories, guys, it's mind-blowing. There are 2 more things. Collaboration versus competition. This is a very big topic in the space, especially when it comes to Nigeria. Trust me. Your own country, you guys collaborate a lot. Now you try to collaborate with Nigeria. You see, you even collaborate in Nigeria. So what's your contribution on that?
In as much as collaboration is very important, I also think competition is also very important. I would like to be a bit radical on that because if there's no competition, then there's no growth, right? So for example, it takes 2 people to be at least some level to even collaborate. Iron sharpeneth iron. You need to grow, I need to grow. So if I did not see Kommon in that level, I wouldn't be motivated enough.
Absolutely.
Not like I want to compete with him. When you get to the top, it's now collaboration. But as you're climbing the ladder, you need to understand that it's competition. Yeah, so that's what I have to say about that.
That's great. What about you?
I actually believe in both, and I think healthy competition is actually really, really good. I'll even take myself as an example. It's one of the reasons why I actually switched and decided to trade gold, because I was trading almost everything.
Wow.
This guy started trading that time. He used to like GBP AUD, and then he switched to gold, and all of a sudden this guy was enjoying it. I said, nah, the way this guy is, let me just sit down and then analyze it. I actually used a year to backtest and then analyze gold, and now for over a year now, that's the only thing
now it's been gold.
Yeah. So if I wasn't really having that particular competitive favor, I would have said, oh, he's trading as well, let him make his money back. Because I realized, no, it's working for him. What is he doing? What is it about gold? Like, it's actually making him make a lot of money. So I actually decided to just look at the pair, analyze the steady hits, and now I've actually had the best trading stretch of my life in the last 360 days.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay, next question. Swing trading versus day trading or scalping. Which of them?
Day trading and scalping all the days of my life. Forgive me, but forget all those people that say they swing trade. In the long run, they're definitely gonna be day traded because you truly don't have what it takes to swing trade. If you really want to think about it, most of the people that say I'm a swing trader, they don't really have what it takes to swing trade. If you really want to swing trade, then maybe you want to be swinging with very small amounts of lot sizes. It's not gonna last you anything because you can't tell me that you're a retail trader, you even have 100 grand in your account, you take 10 lots, and then you are up maybe 500 pips. That's even $50,000, and your target is 1,000 pips, and then you're gonna watch that thing come back
down to zero. Yeah.
Who are you, man?
Okay, that's what about you? Day trading or swing trading?
Oh, I'll go for day trade. Because I'm actually one of those people who started out, oh, I'm a swing trader. So I'm one of the best people to actually say, oh, I'm a swing trader. You take the trade, you want to hold it. The day you decide to hold it throughout, it happens so many times. You actually don't have any control over it. You decide to hold for long, then it actually goes in the opposite direction. What makes it more painful is you actually saw a lot of money left it on the table. And for me, my idea has always been never leave money on the table. It's not even about trading. Never leave money on the table. So if I want to just stick to my principles of being a swing trader, I wouldn't have been as profitable as I am now. So I just decided to just look at day trading and scalping. And it actually coincided with the gold. Once I started trading gold, I knew that I'm never going to swing trade this because I'm going to lose money every day. And my stop loss, all of that, I don't want to waste too much. The whole point is there's nothing more satisfying than taking a trade, making your money as fast as possible and being able to withdraw. The whole point of trading is that particular time freedom that you have. Absolutely. You want to actually be able to make your money, absolutely be free, and then just enjoy the rest of your day. It allows you to actually, have an opportunity to take more amazing trades later in the day. That's why you can have a setup at 6 a.m. in the morning. You'll be done trading, be relaxed. You might actually come back to the market in the afternoon and find a better trader and still make money. And I realized I has actually also helped my community members because when I was actually swing trading, they make money today, tomorrow they don't make any money. I sat down and I realized that all in all, on average, they're not really making any money. But for day trading, we are always hitting take profit. But anyone who doesn't make money, they chose to actually hold a trade for long. So for me, when I give any signal, I give any trade, I tell you, like if you are a swing trader, this is where you want to hold your trade. That's up to you. But with the day traders, if you want to be two, you are done. That's what I always say. So I'll go for the day and the scalping. And scalping because if you will actually tell you, one of the days where you actually make a lot of money is when you're scalping. That's right. So I started on gold.
Yeah, no, I recorded a challenge just about a week ago where I took $10 to $1,000 in a single day.
And it's not possible without scalping.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people say that you can't do that in a day. And I'm like, bro, what are you saying? Anything is possible on the market. Anything is possible on the market.
Wow, that's massive, guys. If you've been getting value from this podcast, let's see it on the comments. Also, let us know your best takeaway on this particular video. Now, we're going to go to the end of this. Before we do that, you just choose prop firm or broker, because we saw what happened. Was it this year or last year when all of a sudden a lot of prop firms had to wind up because they didn't have the relationship in the market? It was last year. Like that was actually what confirmed it for me that I would just prefer my money to be with my broker. So guys, that's what I'm saying. Now let's go straight to the point. What's your best advice to the beginners that we have out there who want to get into trading, or those who are already in trading but they're not successful yet? What do you have to say to them?
Personally, I think that knowledge is acquired and it's not just bestowed upon people like that. So if you are getting into a field, just like any other game, you need to learn the rules. And that's one thing that a lot of people get wrong. They start off and then they are inspired, but they are not ready to sit down and learn. And that's the biggest mistake I see in the industry. Someone starts and it's like, how much can I start? If there's an English to say, wrongest question you could ever ask. So you first of all need to acquire knowledge. But first you need to look up to somebody. You need to see somebody that you want to see yourself in. So who is that mentor that inspires you? And you want to make sure that it's not just about show off. You want to make sure that this person knows exactly what he's doing, because there are some people that will show up but they can't help you in any way. So first you need to get somebody that really knows what he's doing. Then you need to learn under them, or if you can learn by yourself, because I learn by myself. But however, you need to understand that if you want to cut your journey short, you need to have a mentor, because it actually took me 3 years to get profitable. But if I had a mentor, I best believe it would have taken me 1 year, 2 years. That is like one of the major things I'll say. So get somebody that you look up to, get information, that's knowledge, and then you can start your trading journey from there as well.
That's great.
To add to the mentorship part that he talked about, one thing you also need to look at to know that someone is actually truly good as a mentor is the learning tree. If I say the learning tree, it basically means how many people have succeeded from. That's the easiest way. How many people have succeeded from this particular person? At least you need one. Because if you look at someone's page, you realize there's like a group of people who are always tagging him. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you. Those are people who are actually succeeding because of what they've actually learned from him. And then there was something I saw, maybe he has forgotten, but I actually saw it on his Instagram that your day one cannot be someone's day 4.
A lot of people made that mistake. Yes. They compare that day one to somebody else's 4.
Because you've seen some keys. He's big on YouTube, big on Instagram. He's traveling, flying here and here. You start trading for 1 week, you deposit $100 and you think you can flip like how he has flipped. You're also thinking about buying a car instantly because you've seen him driving a car, but you didn't see him in the beginning. Sometimes you even saw the person in the beginning, but you weren't even paying any attention. You only want to replicate what the person is doing now. You have to actually start from somewhere. You have to start from the beginning, learn from someone, because if you want to be a doctor, you don't just go to YouTube and then learn how to perform surgeries. They actually go to medical school for 7 years. Yes. If you want to be a lawyer, they also spend about 6 years, 7 years in school, have to pass the bar. So why do you think trading, which is making you unlimited money, there's actually no limit as to how much you can actually make in trading? You think this one, you need just 1 week to succeed in it. And then one other thing I want to add is when a lot of people start trading and then they start earning, not even when you start earning, they don't plan the earnings or how to distribute or how to even spend it. Because if I start working as a teacher or let's say as a banker and I start earning my salary, I don't think my first salary should buy me a car or a house, a mansion, build or do this, or even my first salary should make me travel. So when you start trading, you should also approach how you spend. Like, at least trading should be able to pay for what I eat, what I wear, my basic expenses, internet, physiological needs. You need to start with the basic stuff. Sometimes you might not even be able to purchase a car in your first year, but you're able to take care of all your basic expenses. You're a successful trader. Your clothes, where you live, what you eat, every single one of it. You're able to help your siblings at home, your parents. If you're able to do any of these from trading, don't let anyone tell you that because you're not driving a Lamborghini, you're not a successful trader, because you've actually started really, really well. So that's what I also want to ask.
Wow. That's massive. There's something I learned from here. It said, start where you are and keep going. That's what's going to give you the results on the long run. So guys, this has been an exciting episode. I'm literally learning a whole lot. And I want to give a big shout out to the best broker in the world, and that is Exness. Hey, don't play, guys. If you want to start with Exness, check the description of this video. And also don't forget to follow our guests on social media. We have Eyram, and we'll also have Kommon Forex. They have their YouTube channels, right?
Definitely.
Good. I'm going to put the link for the YouTube channels in the description of this video, and also their Instagram, TikTok, and also Twitter. So guys, this is where I want to draw the curtain for today. I want to say a big thank you to our guests.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, bro. Thank you. So till I come your way next time, keep watching the 1% Club podcast on Sam Keys channel. My name is Sam Keys, and I'm always here to help. Bye for now.
I just stop loss.